Hello, beautiful children. It's Mrs. Day. The third in our five golden poems series is a poetic form that is not easy. It's not haiku. It's closer to a villanelle in that it has really specific rules, and there are a lot of them. But the reason that we are doing this specific poetic form is there was this one guy. You'll have heard of him. There was this one guy who wrote in this form, and he comes up a lot in language arts. He comes up in 7th grade and 8th grade and 9th grade and 10th grade and 11th grade and 12th grade. And once you get to college, they'll still be talking about this guy and what he wrote. Do you know who it is? So if you understand now the form, then I think it's going to really serve my students as they continue on without me. If you really understand this form and how it is used, it's going to pay you back. It's going to pay you back in the grades long after you leave me. The poetic form today is the sonnet, the beautiful sonnet, and specifically the Shakespearean sonnet. If you guessed that that's who I was talking about when I said this guy who wrote a bunch of stuff, specifically, we're talking about the Shakespearean sonnet. There are more than one kinds of sonnet, but again, I picked this one because I think this is the one that my students are going to encounter long after they leave me. All right, let's start by looking at a sonnet. Seems like a good place to start. This is Shakespeare's sonnet number 18. I will read it first so that you have a sense for the poem as a whole, okay? If you are watching this without me, then my advice to my students whenever we read something like Shakespeare is do not get flustered or frustrated when there's something you don't understand. Let the words flow over you. Let the words just sort of flow over you, understanding what you can and knowing that you can always understand it when you read it a second time and go and break it down. Do not expect to understand every word the first time, okay? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help with that. All right, Sonnet 18 goes like this. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Temperate? Temperate. It's temperate. Yeah, I know. Just hang on. Hang on. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Aw, it's nice. All right, let's talk about the pieces that make up a sonnet. What makes a sonnet a sonnet? The first thing that makes a sonnet is that it has 14 lines. That part's easy. 14 lines equals a Shakespearean sonnet. If it doesn't have 14 lines, well, it's just not this kind of sonnet. The next thing is that it has 10 syllables per line. That's claps. That's the sounded pieces of a word. Syllables. Puppies. Dogs. 10 syllables per line equals a sonnet. I made a little bouncing ball to count the syllables. Watch this. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? That's 10. That's 10 syllables. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. 10 syllables. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. 10 syllables. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. That's 10 syllables. Now we could count all of them if we felt like it, but you could just trust me that there are 10 syllables per line. A sonnet has 14 lines, 10 syllables per line. So far, easy peasy. Here's the part that you might learn something new. It not only has 10 syllables per line, it also has 5 I-ams per line. Notice the B, it's not I am. I am. What's an I am, you ask? I'm sure you were thinking that. An I am is 2 syllables, a unstressed syllable and a stressed syllable. Now, man, did we have some trouble with this in our class. Every word in English has at least one stressed syllable. It's the sound piece that you put the emphasis on. It's the reason we say television, and not television. Television? No, we say television. There's a way to see this mark. What I'm going to do is show like this. An unstressed syllable gets a little straight line, and a stressed syllable gets a little accent line, if you will. So look at this word, amuse. 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 We don't say amuse. Amuse. No, we say amuse. Amuse. The word report goes report. Unstressed syllable, stressed syllable. The word delight, I wouldn't say it delight, though actually some of my cousins might. Delight. The emphasis is on the second syllable. All three of these examples are themselves I ams. An I am means two syllables, an unstressed one followed by a stressed one. And here's where this comes in handy. Shakespeare wrote 10 syllables per line, 5 I ams per line. So every line of Shakespeare goes unstressed syllable, stressed syllable, unstressed syllable, stressed syllable, unstressed syllable, stressed syllable, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. He does it 5 times. Watch. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. And they all go like this. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Now, when you actually hear Shakespeare performed, are they going to go, and summer's lease hath all too short a date? No, of course not, but they do put the emphasis there, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. The emphasis is there because there are 5 I ams per line, which is called iambic pentameter. You know, like a pentagon has 5 sides? Pentameter. Okay, you're going to hear people say Shakespeare wrote an iambic pentameter because there are 5 iams per line. Okay, that's the hard part. That's the hard part. Here's your fun fact. The iambic pentameter, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, sounds like a heartbeat. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. Huh? Shakespeare wrote in this verse that sounds like a heartbeat. What? Come on. Cut it out. All right. So a Shakespearean sonnet has 14 lines. It has 10 syllables per line. It has 5 iams per line, an iam being an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. The structure of a sonnet is grouped in, do you remember what a set of 4 lines in poetry is called? Because the Shakespearean sonnet goes in 4 lines. So, and then followed by 2. You may remember that is called a quatrain. A quatrain is a set of 4 lines. And a Shakespearean sonnet goes 3 quatrains followed by a couplet or a set of 2 lines. Finally, the rhyme scheme of a sonnet. We see day rhyme with May, temperate rhyme with date. Oh, that's why you said it like that earlier. Yeah. I had to say it like that so it would rhyme. Temperate, date, temperate, date doesn't quite rhyme. You get it. Day, May, temperate, date. Then we've got shines, declines, dimmed, untrimmed, fade, shade, oest, growest, and then see the. Here's your rhyme scheme. Every single Shakespearean sonnet has the exact same rhyme scheme, and it goes A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. Every single Shakespearean sonnet, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. Let's review. The Shakespearean sonnet has 14 lines with 10 syllables per line. The Shakespearean sonnet, is written in iambic pentameter, 2 syllables, a stressed and an unstressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. The sonnet goes 3 quatrains followed by a couplet, and its rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. That's it. That's the sonnet. I know it seems like a lot of rules, but hopefully this will help you when we go to write our sonnet. Let's do it.